In this recording, you will learn 3 really powerful yet simple tools to reframe your mind if you are experiencing a really shitty situation right now and feeling stuck. So these 3 tools are going to help you reframe your mind, and a liberated mind will help you find solutions in half the amount of time to help get you unstuck and get you moving in the direction that you want to move in your life, in your career, or in your business. My name is Vanessa Bonnie. If you're returning to this recording, I welcome you and I thank you. And I'm also like, God damn it, you beautiful human. Thank you so much for returning and watching this. I'm one of those people. It's probably my mother. So thanks, Mom. And if you are new to this recording and new to me, my name is Vanessa Bonnie. I am really obsessed about all things personal transformation and obsessed with all things business. So in my newsletter, in my podcast, and in my YouTube channel, you will hear me talk about all those things, as well as casual musings about my life, of which can feel quite chaotic at times. That's okay. We are grown-ass women now. So we have a better grip on things than 20 years ago. Okay. So these are 3 reframes for your mind. And the first one is luck. So I'm currently in the process of developing my second book. It's called Show Up. The subtitle, I've completely forgotten what I decided the subtitle was going to be, because I changed it that many fucking times and I generated that many subtitles that I've completely forgotten what the subtitle is. The book is called Show Up, and the book is for everyone. And the book is really about how can we get out of our own way. So absolutely, I absolutely know, acknowledge, and I'm totally aware that sometimes we are not in our own fucking way. The world is, because the world is inequitable, and the world was built with a particular group of people in mind. And as a result of that, there are a lot of systemic inequalities and inequities. And I'm currently well aware that the world is also fucking burning right now. And there's a lot of chaos, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of genocide, and a lot of war and a lot of conflict and a lot of trauma that has been deliberately and intentionally caused for people. So I am fully aware that for many people out there, they're unable to move forward with their life because of inequities, inequalities, and really, really shitty people that are in positions of power. That said, I know for a lot of people like myself that I'm not experiencing those inequities currently right now. I mean, I have my own other set of inequities, but that's a recording for another day. I know that one of the problems that I have experienced consistently throughout my life is that the reason why my life has not moved forward is because I am repeatedly in my own fucking way. And so that's what the book is about. The book is about how can we get unstuck, because the reality is that we are actually in our own way. And so what we need to do is actually first unstick ourselves to be able to unstick our life, our career, and or our business as well. So the book really looks at a lot of things. And one of the things the book looks at is ways that we can reframe where we're at in life. And also shares with you some of the lessons that I've learned in my life about the reality and of life. And so these 3 reframes are partly from the book and partly from me being reminded about life over the weekend. And those reframes are reframes that I'm working on myself this week and utilizing for myself to help me have a balanced view about my life and my progress of my life, whilst being ambitious and driven and all that jazz. So the first reframe tool, the first mindset tool to reframe your thoughts and your emotions is the concept of luck. In the podcast, I think it's called How I Built This, by Guy something or other. The last question that he always asks people, so these are people that are cracked, like millions of dollars worth in revenue, or the business is worth millions of dollars, whether they're profitable or not, he doesn't really ask that question, but these are kind of like rags to riches stories of people that started all types of businesses. And one of the last questions he asks is, the success that you experienced, was it luck or was it hard work? And the majority of people will say hard work because starting and running a business is fucking hard. And some people will say luck. And when I was writing the book, I didn't name it as luck. I did explore that topic a little bit about if every tool or system worked for everyone, then everyone would be successful. So why is it? Because it can't be just effort and hard work alone. So the first concept is luck. And for those that have experienced inequities and inequalities and hardship and trauma in life, this will not be the term for you. For others, this might be the term for you, and that might be luck. And so for me, it's about understanding that there is a bit of, when I was thinking about this podcast, and thinking about and reflecting on what I wrote in the book about, is hard work and effort the only answer to getting us to where we want to be in life and getting us to where we want to be in our career, in our businesses, and financially getting us to where we want to be. And from a health perspective, getting us where is hard work and effort alone the answer? And thinking about it from the concept of the book, and also I've been done so many different programs. I recently did a program on LinkedIn as well, like how you can really leverage and utilize LinkedIn to generate more revenue in your business. And I've been reflecting on all those things, and I'm like, you know what? There is a bit of luck involved, and luck takes on all shapes and forms. Because I've come to understand that if following a process, framework, or curriculum worked for everyone to live #their best life, we would not have any inequity or poverty in this world. In fact, everyone would be generating loads of cash and success would be a normality. So I do believe that there is a bit of luck involved in the stories of, in air quotation, double quotation marks, there is a bit of luck involved in the lives of air quotation marks successful people. And some people like myself call it privilege and systemic inequities. Others call it meant to be or being at the right place at the right time. I do believe that luck is living your best life, and luck can be generated by feeling lucky for what you have right now. And I write this because this is exactly what I was thinking about when I woke up in the morning and I was sitting in my bed. I was thinking about some of the decisions that I've made in my career, in my life right now, and those decisions that I've made in my career, what might be the rolling impact on me financially. And I started getting really, really fearful. I started feeling really worried. Can I make that change? Can I make that edit? Can I make that pivot to my career? Is money going to come in? I reminded myself, which I've read in my newsletter before, that 85% of our worries do not actually come true. So I really hope that that is in the 85% bucket. And I was looking around in my apartment, or if you're in another part of the world, you may use the word condo. I was looking around my apartment / condo, and where I live in a very gorgeous part in the Gold Coast at the moment. And I was like, this apartment, people dream of having this apartment. I mean, I was that person for so many years, for 8-10 years. I was that person that dreamt. And I really didn't know if living where I live right now was a reality. I really doubted it. Like, I really doubted it if someone like me could achieve something like that. And anyway, long story short, I achieved that. It did take me about 8 years, and we got there. Okay. We got there. We got there. It took me 8 years and we got there. So that said, I do believe when I look at my career, it was a lot of me being at the right place at the right time in order to generate the income to be able to be where I am right now. If I wasn't on Google that day feeling very sorry for myself and found out about a program that I currently in and have been for a couple of years now, it would not have given me the tools that have really helped me, and importantly, given me a community where I'm not I can share some of my struggles and get some help and support. There were some relationships in my life that came at the right time, at the right place at the right time. These were relationships that I developed for many years. And so I do believe that in my career, there was a bit of, luck there right now, luck that happened. And at the same time, as much as I was worrying about, could I lose this all? Could I lose this all? And as much as I love my parents, go back to living with my folks and in my old bedroom, with my teddy bear still on it. And I thought even the option to go back and live with my parents and live in my old bedroom with my teddy bears on my bed, my childhood teddy bears, that is someone else's dream. There's so many people that are suffering in the world right now that do not have choice, that do not have the freedom and the opportunity to start a business, to grow a business, to even decide where they want to live in the world, or even decide to turn their passion into a business or turn their passion into their career, and to actively pursue that, because they're currently fucking fighting for their life right now. They're fucking fighting to live and survive. And so I had to really give myself a bit of a slap in the face, a slap in the ass, and say, I am living someone's dream right now. And I know that to be true because this used to be my dream. This was my dream for 8 years. And it's so easy for me now because I live here 24/7 pretty much. I live here now that now it's, still the shininess is kind of like rubbed off a little bit. I can kind of forget, I do, not kind of. I do forget at times uh, that this used to be my dream and that this is so many people's dream. There are some people, like new friends that I've made in Queensland, that they drop me off, and I always get them to drop off me in the corner because I still feel a bit awkward about this, and it still happens because they're like, oh, where's your apartment? I'm like, actually, it's over there. And like, oh my God, you live there? And I was like, yes, I live there. And then I feel actually really ashamed, which is something that I need to work through and unpack. And I'm not going to talk about it now because that would be another episode. So, luck is living your best life, and luck can be generated by feeling lucky for what you have right now, because the reality is that someone in the world right now does not have what you do. And doesn't mean that you need to feel shameful about it, doesn't need to feel guilty about it. It means that you need to be aware of that right now. And I know that, as a matter of fact, they would do anything to have what you have and be where you are right now. And your current life, and I'm talking about the best parts of it, your current life. And for me, the best parts are that I have a roof over my head, are that I have food in the fridge, are that I have cash in the bank to buy food, are that I have clear running water, clear running water. Did you know that water is a tool of war? That is an act of war as well. That is a tool of oppression. Clean running water. The removal of it, the prevention of it, the pulling away of access to water is a tool of war, because humans need water to survive. So the fact that I have clean, sanitary, running water available at my access, I have cash in the bank to get water, to buy water, to get food, is a privilege. My life is someone else's dream come true. So I believe gratitude is a form of luck. And if you look at where you are right now, and if you look at what you have right now, look at the best parts of your life and look around you and are grateful. I have two parents that really did their best to raise me and my siblings. I was able to receive, I'm just looking at some things on my desk. I was able to receive an education. I have this incredible, beautiful nephew in my life. When I think about the person that he is and the character, I start tearing up. My mom even sent me a picture of him watching my YouTube video, one of these videos where I'm talking. And I was like, he seemed really interested. I don't know if he'll be interested in a couple of years, but he seemed really interested, just the look on his face. And I'm like, he was listening to me talk about how to change your life and how to better your life. And that has only come as a result of me actively pursuing that and doing that for myself. And it hasn't been it hasn't been great. It hasn't been beautiful. It's been really messy. It's been really chaotic. And I would not be able to even be a role model to him if I didn't take responsibility for my life. And even the opportunity to better my life. That is a form of luck as well. And that is privilege. And I believe luck is privilege. And in a sense of my privilege, I am lucky. And being grateful is how I can feel lucky and how I can experience luck in my life, rather than looking at all particularly if you identify as historically and socially a marginalized folk, we have a tendency to often look at all the shitty parts in our life and all the hard parts in our life. And I do have those, even though I've done a lot of work around women of color in leadership and people of color in leadership, and I've done a lot of work on anti-racism and diversity and inclusion, I do have those conversations with myself around, can someone like me do what I do? Can someone like me achieve what I want to achieve in life? Is that possible for someone like me? I still ask those questions. And I need to also realize and have that awareness that I am living someone else's dream, and I have privilege myself. And my life is considered lucky by a lot of people in the world. And if I look at my life as luck and feel gratitude, I can experience luck in my life. Wow, I'm talking for like a really long time right now. I guess I have a lot to say considering I missed last week. I was in Melbourne and got distracted by family. Anyway. And the second one is swimming pools and pee. Okay, so I was sitting in the spa of a very luxurious hotel, and there was only me and another other couple in the spa. And I'm very hesitant about using spas and swimming pools, and this situation reminded me of that. And so it was just me and this other couple in the spa. So I thought, okay, it's not full of like people, so maybe it's a bit cleaner than what it normally is, because I do know that people pee in the pool and the swimming pool and the spa and stuff like that. And within 10, 15 minutes of sitting there, person A said to her partner, I need to pee, is there a toilet? And he suggested that she pee in the pool. So the pool and the spa, anyway, I'm having a meltdown, just even like retelling the story. Anyway, this woman got up and I started panicking, and she came back and he asked if she did it. She did the deed in the pool. And she said yes. And they chuckled. And I was absolutely horrified. And now I know, because this hotel is also a client. So I know that I know the venue and the hotel like inside out. And I know that there is a toilet like right next to the next to the pool. And there are plenty of hotel and pool team members constantly around the pool, because they have a one of those pool bars and stuff, like they serve food and drinks at the pool. And so there's heaps of team members like floating around. There's always like 5 or 6 team members on staff on any given time. And she could have easily asked, like, where's the toilet? Can you show me where's the toilet? And like this, where there's a pool, there's always a toilet close by, where there generally is. And I thought, like, how do people that spend $600 a night on a really, really plush, fancy hotel, like, do people that drop that amount of cash on a hotel per night, like $600, that's considered on the cheaper end. Some, and peak season, it can go up to about $800 to $1,000 a night. Do people that's dropped that amount of cash really pee in pools? I'm like, who freaking raised these people? And why did a grown-ass woman have to pee in a pool? Why couldn't she have asked one of the team members where there was a toilet, or gone up to her hotel room and used the bloody toilet? And this is despite the fact that I know people do this. But the fact that it happened in real life blew my mind. And they knew that I could hear them, because I was looking at them with my eyes, googly eyes, was thinking like, oh my God, do I say something? Do I not say that? Unfortunately, I did not say anything. In fact, I got out of the spa and had a very thorough shower after that. And I realized what is going on for people, because I also realized that people in this luxury hotel trash the hotel in ways that I have not seen. I have stayed at many 5-star hotels, and I know that I'm not saying that out of, look at me, I'm saying that as knowing that I do need to check my privilege, and I do check my privilege on that. And having stayed at many 5-star hotels, I guess I've never stayed at a hotel that has cost that amount of money per night. And so I was like, the way people trash this hotel, they leave wet towels on the floor covered in water and sand. They treat the hotel staff like rubbish. And as part of my work that I do, I spend a lot of my time talking to the hotel staff and talking about their experiences. And they've all said the same thing, which is that people are entitled. And people that use this hotel tend to have a very entitled view, regardless of their income, regardless of their like splashing out. for a couple's weekend, or that they really do have the cash and this is part of how they hashtag live their life. There is a sense of entitlement in how people treat the hotel staff and how they treat the hotel. And this is what these people were doing, fucking peeing in the pool. Okay, there was a toilet like right there. It's like, why? And this is the trait of entitlement. This is a trait of entitlement, and entitlement is a trait of narcissism. So the key tool here is check yourself, check your privilege. And one of the traits of privilege is entitlement, thinking that you can do and be whatever you want to be and do in whatever space you have, and that you can treat people like shit and you can treat hotel like shit. And you may think that that is normal, and that is not normal. That is not okay. That is what we call biases. And we need to be really attentive to how we treat people and also how we treat place and country as well. This goes into my last point, and that is we need to accept the fact that there are shitty humans in the world. The world is full of shitty humans, and like the person, and this is just like the people that pee in the pool, and the person that even suggested that his partner pee in the pool. The world is full of shitty humans. And sometimes we are shitty people too. As imperfect people living in an imperfect world, we are not going to avoid being shitty ourselves 100% of the time, or be able to avoid engaging with shitty people totally. And a little awareness can go a long way. So we need to identify the patterns of shitty behavior, of being a shitty human in ourselves and in others. And perception is projection. So when you see shitty behavior in others, ask yourself where you have been a shitty person. So in the case of the peeing in the pool incident, the question to ask myself is, where in my life am I currently acting entitled or acting narcissistic? Or where in my life right now am I expecting certain results or expectations or people to act in a certain way, because that is a form of entitlement as well. So we need to identify the patterns in ourselves and others. We need to see the patterns, and then we need to make a decision. So obviously with other people, we can't control them, and we can make a decision to go work somewhere else, to go have a relationship with someone else, to cut that person out of our life as well. And that's coming back to this fundamental lesson that I want to kind of wrap up today with, and that is we have choices. We have choices. We are one of the privileged, if you're listening to this, you are probably one of the privileged folk that have choices. And as someone that ancestrally came from my ancestral roots are from a country that experienced a lot of war and conflict, and a lot of tragedy, a lot of genocide for many, many, many years. I still know in those situations, there were choices, which is why a lot of people chose to leave and did what they had to do in order to flee Sri Lanka as well, of which was many, many, many of my family members as well. And so likewise, I also made the choice to not go back for many years, even after the war had technically ended, because I knew how the war had ended. And because I did not feel safe being of Tamil identity. And it wasn't until 2016 until I actually went back. And so I actually made a choice for myself. So even amongst the worst of the worst, there are choices. And sometimes for people who do experience the worst of the worst, that choice is simply our mindset, because the last of our freedoms is our mind. So I hope that was really helpful to you today. I have been sweating like so much. When I talk, I sweat so much. I don't know why. And also it's this glass area and it's really hot in Queensland. So I hope that was really helpful to you. I apologize for not showing up on last week. I got really wrapped up being with my family. I had missed them a lot, and particularly my nephew and my new stepniece as well. I hadn't met her yet, and so I wanted to spend time with my family. And I need to stop being so self-critical about myself for that. But yes, to you all listening who have listened to the end, thank you for listening to the end. And I will do better to allocate time or pre-record something to upload. So thank you so much for listening to this session. I wish you a magical day, magical week. Know that we can't always control things around us, but we can control our mindset. And that is by accepting life for what it is, knowing that there is luck and privilege involved in life, knowing that there are shitty humans, and knowing that people do pee in the pool. That people are entitled and narcissistic, and that includes us as well. Hope that helps and serves you. Have a magical rest of the week, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.